Good evening. I hope you're having a wonderful night tonight, for tonight is the night we learn to play Tonight, acoustic, the way Billy Corgan did on the Howard Stern Show. But before we get into Tonight, I would like to take a quick moment to thank the following people for signing up for the Patreon supporter of the Cause Club. These people have wonderful names like Ken Trock, Sarjelski Roman, Jared Corbett, and Tommy Chong Farley Troy. Thank you very much for your support. And if you would like to find out what that's all about, you will find the link in the description. For this operation, you will need to tune your guitar 1/2 step down, so your big E string will become E flat or D sharp. Your A string will become A flat or G sharp. Your D string becomes D flat or C sharp. G turns into G flat or F sharp. B into B flat or A sharp. And your E string, just like your other E string, turns into E flat or D sharp. Congratulations, you're now tuned 1/2 step down. The first thing we need to discuss is the particular G chord that Billy uses throughout most of this song, and it's this. From G, we're not going to put any fingers on the B or baby E strings, which means when you strum it, you want to strum from like the E string to the G string, and if you get the B string here and again, that's okay, that's a fine note. But if we hear that open E string, it becomes a G6 chord, or in Beatles world, an E minor 7 with a G in the bass chord, neither of which is something we want. So when you're strumming this chord, just kind of focus on the low 4 strings. You can do all downs. Whatever works for you, we do not want to hear that baby E string. And here's why he chose to play that special G chord, we'll call it. 4 beats of special G, 2, 3, 4. Then 2 beats, add your ring finger to the A string 3rd fret, that renders this a G suspended 4. And then for the final 2 beats of that measure, we're going to put our pinky finger on the B string 3rd fret. That's the 5th of our chord. That's a perfectly fine note to hear, but our secret code for this contraption is going to be G suspended 4 plus 5. Don't go saying that to anyone else. That's just between me and you. Special G, suspended 4 plus 5. Twice. And you see, we're out of fingers. He could not have played normal G. The next line follows much the same theme, but begins on E minor for 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Moving on to C major 7, which is C with an open B string. You could play with those fingers or those fingers. It doesn't matter. We're going to play that for 2 beats. And then we're going to add that same B string 3rd fret to this chord, rendering this a C add 9. So, E minor, 3, 4, C major 7, C add 9. You do that twice. And now let's do line 1 and 2 together. Special G, sus 4 plus 5, twice. To E minor, C major 7, add 9, twice. Here comes the fun part. C add 9, just the way we've been doing it. Then A3 becomes A2. Keep the B3, and let's make that A2 a B note, the lowest note we hear, so mute the low E string. I'm doing so by nudging up on it with my pointer finger. C add 9, this chord, and D suspended 2, which is D with an open E string. And I love in this section how that open E string ties together those 3 chords. Do that twice. And then our G routine. That all describes the intro. Now we're moving into the verse. You only need 1 finger at a time for this section. This is the quintessential example of a 90s alternative rock riff. Take your pointer finger, or any finger, so long as it's your finger, and put it on the A string 3rd fret. Here is our plucking pattern. A, B, G, twice. A, B, G, followed by A, G. A, B, G, A, B, G, A, G, A, B, G, A, B, Now, I tend to hit B last on there. It comes more natural to me, and I think I kind of like it better, so I apologize if I do it like this. You could do that, or you could do it any way you want. That's our plucking pattern. And the plucking pattern stays exactly the same. The only thing that changes is the A string goes from 3 to 5. 3 to 5. One more time. And starting counting at when the singing starts, you do that pair 3 times, and then you move on to the A string 7th fret and then 10th fret. And that describes the verse. When he emphatically proclaims believe, you know the spot, he plays normal G. Whatever G you like to play, 3-finger or 4-finger. Followed by D with an F sharp in the bass, aka the better man chord, E2, G2, B3, into E minor, then A minor, and then C. And then you do all that again. To A minor, to C, and then he added an extra measure of C add 9 there. I didn't check the record to see if that's a feature or if he just felt like chilling there for an extra measure on the Howard Stern show, but subsequent times he did not add that extra measure of C add 9 after that section. That brings us to the Tonight section. Tonight, which is going to be the C add 9 routine followed by the thing I called this chord, by the way, that's called E minor 7 with the B in the bass, and then the D suspended 2, the section that has that open E string tying it together. You do that 3 times. After 3 times, we're going to play E minor, Tonight, It's Alright. And on that A minor, you want to start with A suspended 2, but use those fingers so the B string can go open, 1, open. Then we're to the C add 9 / this chord routine. Twice. At which point, you go back to the intro. And by the way, when you go back to the intro, it no longer plays the role of intro. That's now the next verse. If you get all those pieces down, you're going to know exactly what to do. Play along with Billy. It really helps. But the very end of the song is the G, D with an F sharp in the bass, E minor thing. Which I think is a phenomenal way to end a song. Now go use your earballs and figure out which piece goes where when. I wish I could think of a phenomenal way to end a video.